Good morning. Welcome to day 123, Wednesday, August 7th, 2024. It's about 6 a.m. Already had a group of 4 northbounders go by. I imagine they stayed at the cabin. So we're just getting ready to get started. Slept good last night. One thing that's different this morning for the first time, I definitely smell smoke. So the wind must be blowing it out this way. We're about 55 miles from Crater Lake National Park. Hoping to do another 20-mile day today to get us set up to be in the park Saturday morning. So let's get moving. So pretty much ever since we left camp, we've been going through a lot of these volcanic rock fields, but whoever did the trail here did a really nice job. It's pretty, all things considered, relatively flat, considering these fields we have to go through. So thanks, trail maintainers. So that guy behind me is Mount McLaughlin, about 9,500 feet. It's been pretty distinctive. The smoke is clearing out a little bit. So about a mile from the road, took a nice break there. Had some electrolytes. There was actually a guy who had passed me who had been hitching for 20 minutes. And I was on the borderline, on the fence of going into Fish Lake for breakfast. So I kind of hung out near him, but out of sight, so cars would only see one person. And then after about 10 minutes, 2 of his buddies showed up. So then I kind of decided to bail on that. And then a Jeep came by a couple minutes after that and took him in. So I'm totally fine with it. I really wasn't planning on stopping there, and it would mess up where I want to camp tonight. But the call of breakfast and real food and cold drinks is always there. But we've got Crater Lake in a couple days, so just gotta make it there. All right, it's 12:30. Just took a nice little pack break and aired out the feet again. Had a total of 4 northbounders pass me, 2 guys who are together, and a solo guy and a solo female. That's been it since the road. So we've got about, I think 6 or so miles to our water source, Christie Spring. And then there is camping there, but I figure that's going to be a pretty crowded area. So there's mention of some other more secluded sites about a mile to 2 miles north of there. So I think we'll do just a water carry to get a little more solitude. All right, it's 3:30. We've loaded up with water at the spring. Also washed out the socks, washed off the feet and legs. I'm in Crocs right now. It was super crowded when I got there. And then by the time I left, there was just one person who came in after me who was there. But popular spot. Want to go about another 0.7 miles. There should be something near the camp. If not, then it'll be 2 miles to get to a trail junction where there's camping. So as long as it's shade we can work with a little slant. So let's go see what it looks like. All right, we're about a mile from the spring. There were a bunch of sites around the spring, but I want to get a little away from that. So just kept looking around the trail as I kept going, knowing that at a trail junction coming up, there would be spots. But in between the spring and the trail junction, I kind of went off in the woods and found a spot that'll work. So we'll stay here and we'll have our third night of solitude and good sleep. Recap time. It's closing in on 5:30. We're at about 6,200 feet. We did just short of 21 miles today. Feels pretty good. In the morning, definitely smelled and then saw smoke, and the smoke blew out later in the day. And I you know, who knows if it's still smelling it. I think at some point, once you smell it, maybe it's still around, maybe it's not. You just get used to the smell. But definitely smelled it for the first time this morning. So there's that. Really good day of hiking. Trail was really nice. There were a few sections of some blowdowns, but nothing crazy. Still some distance between water sources, but nothing crazy. Yeah, overall really good day. A few northbounders passed me, and at the spring there were those people plus some other northbounders that I saw late last evening that went by my campsite, that they were still there at the spring. So they weren't too far ahead of me. So overall, I think about 8 northbounders plus me, and then I just had a few more, about 3 or 4 past me since I've been setting up and being in the tent. So that's been the foot traffic for thru-hikers today. There were a few southbounders that I don't think they were thru-hikers though, just backpackers. Yeah, the weather was pretty good today. Feeling pretty good. Always good when I'm able to rinse off the feet and the legs and rinse out the socks, so that's good. We'll have a nice quiet night here. Hopefully it'll cool down again tonight, get a good night's sleep. We're definitely getting closer to Crater Lake National Park. So it's Wednesday. Looking forward to my room at the lodge on Saturday night. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do Friday. It'll be a short day, or maybe I'll go into the park, maybe eat there. I don't know. I have to see what camping I can do. I may go into the park Friday and then backtrack back out the way I came just to camp, and then go back in Saturday. And I need to find out if my resupply box has made it or is on its way. I haven't had self-service in a few days. So if I don't have self-service by tomorrow, I'll send Sarah an in-reach message. That is one other thing that's for the past 5-6 days with more, I guess, more tree cover. My in-reach, you know, it sends out a tracking point every 10 minutes. But it's using up a lot more battery power, I've noticed, the past 4 or 5 days, because I don't think it's getting a signal in the tree cover. So it's using up more battery power. So that's interesting. I think that trend will probably continue all the way to the border. So that's going to be draining more of my battery power. So I'll have to be careful about that as well on these long stretches where I'm not going to have a place to recharge. Or I'll have to modify my plans to recharge where I normally wouldn't stop or normally wouldn't resupply. So I'll have to just add that into the list of things to think about. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Just an average kind of hiking day, but a good one. So we'll see you tomorrow.